Hey everyone, welcome to Life Coach University and 2023 Let's Coach. I'm your coach for this session. My name is Chris Wells, and I am a life transformation coach and one of the founders of Rise LTC, which is Life Transformation Community. And I have been talking to you about the I am structure for life transformation. The I is for intentions, the A is awareness, and the M is mechanics. That's all the nuts and bolts, the tools, the processes, all the things that we can do to help us bridge that gap between where we are and where we want to be. And so the intentions are getting clear on where we want to be. The awareness is around where we are and what's causing that gap, and then the mechanics help us bridge the gap. All right. As always, this is intended to be a coaching session, not just a talk. So if you have any questions, anything you want to be coached on, you can raise your hand and I can unmute you. We can chat, or you can type your question in the Q&A section by clicking on Q&A and then typing your question there, and then I'll read it out loud and I will answer it. All right. Today we are talking about working through fear, pain, and discomfort and taking courageous action. Because we all have fear, right? We all have things that are uncomfortable for us or even painful. And we oftentimes resist these things, or we run from them, we hide from them, we try to numb ourselves so we don't feel them. And of course, in so doing, we keep ourselves in our comfort zone, which feels safe. It feels nice, but that also keeps us small, keeps us from having what we want in life. And when there's something painful and we're numbing ourselves so we don't feel it, it doesn't go away. You know, we're again, it feels better, it feels safer to numb ourselves, but now we're causing maybe an addiction or something that isn't helpful. It's not making that pain go away. We're just kicking the can down the road, and that pain will actually grow stronger. It will be more and more difficult to deal with. All right. So to get what we want in life, we have to actually face our fears, right? We have to face our fears. We have to do things that are uncomfortable for us. We have to accept the pain, take a look at it, and know that we can handle it. Allow it to be there as we work through it. And if we know that on the other side of this, if we actually go through the discomfort, go through the pain, take action with the fear, on the other side of that is what we want. That's where our desires are hanging out, waiting for us. Right. So it's so important to take courageous action, right? And that courageous action doesn't mean action without fear or action that's free of discomfort or pain. No, absolutely not. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the feeling the fear, facing the discomfort, facing the pain, and moving forward anyway, right? And this is something that we all can do. You just have to believe it. And if you're having a hard time believing it, you have to do it anyway, right? You have to try. So what's holding you back? right? What beliefs, what stories have other people told you about risk and failure, right? And your own value, your own worth. What are you believing about yourself? Right? That's keeping you from being able to face the fear, to face the pain, to face the discomfort. And what can you do to start changing that story a little bit? Right? We need to change the story. And so maybe we start small. Maybe we start, like, make a list of all the things that you're afraid of, or that are uncomfortable for you, or that are painful for you. Make a list of all the things you want to address, all the things you want to create, all the things you want to work through. And maybe prioritize that list in order of easiest to most difficult to handle, and start with the easiest. Start with the simple stuff. Start producing evidence for yourself that it's possible. All right, this is something I'm working on right now. Just having more of a plan in place, and becoming really disciplined to do the things that I know are good for me, that are helping me create what it is I want, the vision that I have for myself, the dream life. This is something that's challenging for me, right? Even though I know this stuff well, I talk about it, and I teach it, coach on it, it's still difficult. So I understand how difficult it is, how challenging it is to overcome, or to face the fear, the discomfort, right? Because in the moment, it's so easy to tell myself, oh, it's fine. I don't need to get up early and work out. It's fine. I'll do it later. Right. But then I'm giving in to the feeling in the moment, which is just wanting to avoid that discomfort of getting up and out of bed before 6 a.m. so I can work out and go through the discomfort of that. Right. But that's because I'm giving into that fear. I'm letting it stop me, giving into the avoidance of discomfort. So it's like the instant gratification of, hey, it feels so good to sleep in, but then I'm shorting myself in the future. Right. Or even not the not so distant future, like later today, if I don't get up and work out, and get outside and go for a walk in the morning with the sunlight out, which is so good for you. It helps you sleep, and it helps you have more energy throughout the day. If I don't do these things, I'm going to suffer today. I'm not going to feel as good as I could today. And then also the long-term effects of doing this regularly, I'm missing out on those. Like I want to keep my body healthy. I want to keep my mind sharp and healthy for a long time, so I can continue to do the things that matter to me. I don't want to give up on that stuff. Right. So I'm working on this myself. I'm being more disciplined for what's best for me. Right. So that's something I'm working on. All right. Hey, yeah, I know that in this moment, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like getting out of bed. But so I've been asking myself now, just started this recently, in that moment, hey, I know you don't feel like it, but what's in your best interest? Right. And so say these things. If you're alone, say it out loud. If you have a partner lying next to you and you don't want to disturb them or have them think you're crazy, just think it. Right. but have a conversation with yourself. Hey, I know it's hard. I know you want to stay in bed. I know it's comfy. I know it's cozy, but you got this. And what's best, right? What do you actually want? And that helps. That helps. All right, yeah, I know what's best for me is to get up and do these things, meditate, exercise, get out in the sunlight, right? Like start my day on the right foot and be working on my mental and physical health so that I have developed these routines, these habits, and continue to grow physically, mentally, spiritually, and continue to be able to do all the things that I love doing. Right. So what is it for you? Is it work related? Is it financial? Is it food, exercise, relationship stuff, where you live? Like maybe it's cleaning or decorating, or maybe you've been wanting to move and you just haven't got around to it because change is hard, it's scary, right? So I get it. Again, it's tough. It's really difficult, right? To face our fears. So I have a question. Yeah, and the question is, it's great to hear this and know it conceptually, but how do I actually get through? How do I actually get myself to do it, right? And there are different things that you can do. One is what I mentioned, the remembering your intentions and not allowing your feelings in the moment to run you, to drive you, to make your decisions for you, right? And so asking yourself, hey, what do I actually want? What I want is to be fit. And so, and to start my day off doing something really good for me to help me have energy throughout the day and be in the right frame of mind, to be positive and feeling good, right? So what I actually want is to get up and work out. But what I feel like in this moment is to stay in bed because it's what's easiest, it's what's most comfortable. So I just have to come back to my intentions, right? And then another thing you can do is to learn to change your view when it comes to fear, pain, and discomfort. So instead of seeing these things as awful and like evil and your enemy, start to just change your mind about them. Accept them first, right? First step, accept that they're there. Acknowledge and allow these things to exist in the same space as you, so you can be present with them, so you're not distracting yourself with your phone, with alcohol, with drugs, with whatever, thoughts where you just get stuck in your head thinking about the past or the future. Be here now with these things and know that you can, right? And then move into the next stage of your relationship with these things. And that's to embrace them, be grateful for them, because these are the tools of growth. These are the things that will help you get to you, they'll help you create the life that you actually want, right? By moving through these things, by working with your fear, taking action while being afraid to do so, taking action that's incredibly uncomfortable, right? Actually addressing painful memories and doing the work that will allow you to release that pain. The only way is through it. And so it's possible to view these things as our friends, right? These are our helpers. So we can actually not just allow them and accept that they're there, but embrace them, love them, be grateful for them, because they're the portal to the life that we want, right? So it's the comfort and giving into that, and the numbing and the avoidance and the resistance to it all. That's what's really causing your suffer. It's not the fear, it's not the pain, it's not the discomfort. These things are just there to tell you something. They're there to tell you there's something to work on. They're there to tell you that you're on the right path, right? It's when we run from these things, that's when we suffer. So just start to, because how we view things, it makes so much of a difference in our relationships, right? So sometimes we get these different lenses that develop over time, and we see our partners a certain way, and so everything they do is filtered through that lens that we've developed, because it's just how we see them now, right? So if maybe there's something that happened in the past or happened several times, and so now maybe you see your partner as angry, and so you're going to have this filter. You're gonna, it's an anger filter that you're gonna see them through, and so they might do something that is not even close to angry, or stemming from anger, right? But you're gonna take it that way, and that's going to affect your relationship with them. And so it's the same with these things, with fear, pain, discomfort, and it's the same thing you're doing to yourself. You view yourself a certain way, you view your boss a certain way, your job, your community, your family, everything. So it's perspective that makes probably the biggest difference in our lives. So we got to change our perspective, and this is possible. It's our perspective, so we get to change it. No one's making you have one perspective or another. So I got a question. Okay, well, how do we do that? How do we change our perspective? All right. Yeah, that's a great question. And again, it starts with intention, right? That's just why I love that I am structure. Everything comes back to this, as far as I can tell. Right. So what do you want your perspective to be? Set your intention for that. You get to choose. You get to make it up. There's no one making you have one perspective or another, and there's no one making you have one intention or another, and no one can change that for you, right? We might develop these certain beliefs and habits and patterns from when we're a kid, that we have a heavy influence from our parents, our family, our teachers, our communities, our friends, right? But you don't have to stay on that path. You don't have to stay stuck with those patterns, right? And no one's going to change them for you in a positive way either, right? Like, you can't rely on anyone else. No one can do it for you. So it's up to you, right? It's your responsibility, and it's your freedom as well. It's your power. So set intentions for your perspective. How do you want to view your partner? How do you want to view fear, pain, discomfort? How do you want to view yourself, your life, your job, whatever it is? Right. And that's completely up to you. Right. And while I'm talking about perspective, I want to throw one other major thing out there. It's resourcefulness. Right. These two things are so powerful. How you view things, and then questions that you ask, and what you're willing to do to find the answers. So just the answers are out there, and you might need to get help. You might need to hire someone. You might need to do a lot of research. And so, there's going to be some effort involved, but you can do it, right? You are resourceful. You just have to believe that, right? So again, change your perspective. If you don't think you are resourceful, that's a perspective that you have. That's something you're telling yourself. It's a story, and you can change that, right? So start to tell yourself you are resourceful, or you can become, if you don't believe you are already, believe that you can become that through practice. So just start trying. Get help with that, right? Find people who can help you become more resourceful. And that's one of the two things life coaches do. Life coaches help you change your perspective, and they help you become more resourceful so that you don't need them anymore after working with them for however long. So you can move forward and do this on your own, right? After you've gotten the coaching and developed the tools, started working on the new habits, the new routines, so you can move forward with that. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was sufficient answer for you. So yeah, just know that the pain, the fear, the discomfort, they're not going to kill you, right? You are stronger than them. But yeah, it is uncomfortable. It is painful. It is scary. But you're strong, right? So you just have to believe that. And again, if you change your perspective, if you start to see these things as, yeah, these are the path, or the bridge, right? Like the pain, the discomfort, the fear, that's the bridge that I need to walk on, right? Maybe it's a scary bridge. Maybe it's, kind of, kind of shaky, a little wobbly, right? Really high up, narrow, sways in the wind. But that's life, right? These things aren't going to go away. That's another thing to remember too, right? Like we will always have loss in our lives, and we will always have pain and discomfort. There will always be fears, and there will always be work to do. There will always be challenges. And if you think it's not challenging to not face these things, right? It is. It's just a different kind of challenge. So which challenge do you want? Which one do you choose? And avoiding pain, avoiding discomfort, avoiding courageous action. These things are incredibly painful too, because they don't go away. The fear does not go away. The pain does not go away because you ignore it. The discomfort does not go away. It gets stronger. It grows worse. It's all, because there is still something you want on the other side of that. And if you're not willing to go through it, you're going to have the pain of regret. You're probably going to feel a lot of shame and guilt and low self-esteem and low self-confidence because you're not dealing with these things. You don't have to feel that stuff either, though. Like wherever you're at, or whatever you're doing, whoever you are right now, it's okay. There's no one else you need to be. There's nothing else you need to do. There's nowhere else you need to go. Like you are perfect. You are okay. You are whole. You are worthy. You are deserving of love right now, as you are. And no one can ever take that from you. That's the truth. That's the truth of who you are. Whether you believe that or not, whether you're telling yourself a different story or not, whether other people are telling you a different story or not, that is your truth. Right? And so if you can accept that, If you can tell yourself that story, if you can tell yourself your true story about how you are strong and loving and worthy and deserving, right, then you can be more confident. And then you can start to create from there. Right? What do I do? Given that I am whole and complete and worthy and deserving, now what? How do I move forward from that space? That's amazing, right? Like, and there will still be fear, there will still be discomfort, there will still be pain, but it's a lot easier to face these things when we're coming from this place of wholeness, of self-love, self-confidence, high self-esteem. And you don't have to do anything to earn these things. That, like, so much of us think, I'll be more confident, I'll feel better about myself, I'll feel more secure, I'll be happier when X happens, right? When I am successful with my business, when I have this much money, when I'm at this weight, when I reach this level in my career, whatever thing it is, right? When I have that car and these clothes and that house and these vacations, and then I'll be happy. Then I'll know I've made it. If you're waiting for these things to give you enough evidence to show you that you are worthy and deserving of feeling a certain way, you could be waiting your whole life. These things might not happen. Does that mean don't feel good about yourself for your whole life? Why? Why would you choose that? You don't have to choose that. Also, it's a lot easier to create the life that you want while you're feeling confident and lovable and joyful, happy, secure. It's easier to get to the things that you want. And when we get to what we want, it's like this much of our life. It's nothing. It's like just a blip on the radar, right? Like the rest of it, the getting there is life. So if you're waiting to get there, then you're missing out on life. So again, it's about perspective. It's about choice. We have to choose it now, right? We have to choose to be grateful, right? Grateful for the process, grateful for the pain. Like, I think that's the final step in this relationship with pain, fear, discomfort, is to be grateful for it, right? So we accept it, we embrace it, and we are grateful for it, because the pain, fear, discomfort helps us grow. It helps us bridge that gap between where we are and where we want to be. Right? So be grateful for it. Be grateful for the process, right? Like, I'm working on some amazing goals. I'm working on all these things. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to be working on these things. I'm grateful to have these amazing challenges, because I know I'm growing. They're giving me opportunities to create myself anew, right? Like to step up and declare who I am and grow and become even more of that, because of these opportunities that the fear and the pain and the discomfort are giving me. Right? Because when you face the fear, when you face the discomfort and the pain, and you go, you know what, I got this, and you move through it, you've grown. You realize you're stronger. You're giving yourself positive evidence of what you're capable of. And then you can build on that. You can keep going. So take that courageous action. And again, it's not fearless action. There is fear. That's why you take courageous action, because it's feeling the fear and doing it anyway, right? So do that. The action will help you, right? Like I used to not be able to do what I'm doing right now, getting on camera, recording it, talking to people. And then I started doing it, and it helped. I had somebody who was willing to do it with me. We started a Facebook group. We did lives, and we did it together. And so you can ask for help, right? And now I have no problem coming on camera. And this was something I was absolutely terrified of. I thought I couldn't do it. And so I started doing it. And it's through that action, it's through that courageous action that my comfort zone expands, right? And my confidence increases, and my comfort just, yeah, I said comfort already, but you know what I mean? All right. Thank you all so much. I hope this was helpful. And, please know that you can do it. You can have fear, and you can move forward with that fear. You are courageous. You are strong, right? You can face your pain, and you can work through it out. You can work it out. You can work through it, right? You can expand your comfort zone. You can do uncomfortable things. You got this. All right. Thank you all so much. Again, my name is Chris Weals. I'm a life transformation coach. And this is 2023 Let's Coach with Life Coach University. Thank you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.